Welcome to the Aisha Muhammad podcast. I am overjoyed that you have made the decision to join me and my special guest tonight. Before we start the live, please just take a listen. If I had told you at the beginning of this year that we would have been facing a pandemic by the name of COVID-19 that was going to turn this world upside down, you would have never believed it. The COVID Conquerors series on the Aisha Muhammad podcast. In this climate of fear, confusion, and suppression, I saw the need to create the COVID Conquerors podcast series. COVID Conquerors features phenomenal people who are, despite their challenges, thriving personally or in service to their community. COVID Conquerors airs live on Facebook and YouTube every other Thursday at 9 p.m. GMT, that's UK time, on the Aisha Muhammad podcast. This podcast aims to encourage, inspire, and empower you, to reassure you that in this time of uncertainty, should you look, you will see that there are great opportunities for you to thrive in aspects of your life, regardless to whom or what. It's time to start the live podcast where you'll meet this week's phenomenal guest. Let the countdown begin.
Welcome to the Aisha Muhammad podcast. This is the COVID Conquerors series. You may have seen the intro. It's here to give hope and to inspire, motivate, and really get into the hearts and minds of some really phenomenal people. If you're watching and you're wondering who I am, my name is Aisha Muhammad and I'm a self-love coach. I'm based in the United Kingdom. I have here with me my special guest. His name is Michael 35X Neal, and he is the founder of the Black Love Family group here on Facebook. He's very passionate about unity, Black love, and building community. Now, these are the things that we need in order to be a free and an independent and productive people. So I was very interested in knowing more about him and his mission, and to share that with you all. So I'm just going to ask you, Brother Michael, to introduce yourself to the audience of this COVID Conquerors series. Tell us, who is Michael 35X Neal?
Assalamu alaikum, Sister Aisha Muhammad, and thank you for the invite to your beautiful podcast and series, the COVID Conquerors series.
You're welcome.
My name is Michael Neal, Michael 35X Neal. The 35 represents that I was at that time in 2003, the 35th registered member in Mosque number 2 in Chicago, Mosque Marion, to receive my X after going through a series of processing of research, study, and when I was granted the opportunity to get my X, which X in mathematics represent the unknown factor. I have been wearing the last name Neal, like many of my family members, which connects us to a plantation of whom we were once owned by. So Michael 35X is my name that I'm referred to in my beloved nation, the Nation of Islam. I'm a brother from Chicago, born and raised in Chicago, Illinois. I grew up in what most of you all know in the country is Good Times, the TV series in the Cabrini Green area. I was actually born in Cabrini Green and didn't move out of the area until I went to the military as a young man at 17. And so I've been in law enforcement for the last 25 years. And I found out that it was my ministry of love, of dealing with my people in the way that God has used me to deal with my people, illustrating and exacting love, and not so much law, but love. So that's a brief synopsis of who I am. I was raised in an area that demonstrated both love and hate for one another, and I gravitated towards the love side, the community side, the unifying side, and that's been unbeknownst to me. I don't want to take credit for what God has put into me, but unbeknownst to me, that is what He put in me as a seed and let life water it. And so I'm absolutely in love with love, loving our people first. We have a history of want to love everybody else, but demonstrate self-hatred towards one another. So me being in love with my people is not to shun anybody else. Matter of fact, every other race kind of got it together in loving each other by action, by coming together, by thriving, by building communities, by building business. And so for me, it's personal to love on my people and allow myself to be loved, if that be the will of God.
Okay, excellent. Well, nice to meet you.
Thank you.
Okay, that's good. Now, can I just ask everyone that is watching, the viewing audience, and on the replay, the listening audience, to please share this broadcast, this podcast, because we are going to have a great time this evening. Okay, we're going to have some people join us. It's going to be something that you don't want to miss. So please share. Just take the time to do that whilst you watch. Okay. So I also want to say Eid Mubarak to all of the Muslims and non-Muslims that have taken part in the fast of Ramadan. We've now come to the end of it with the Eid celebrations. So Eid Mubarak to everyone. Now, I'm just going to get into the next question. You are very passionate about love. You've just expressed that, okay? Love of self. I'm a self-love coach. So I'm very interested in to know more about that from yourself. Community and nation, okay? You're passionate about these things, about self-love, about community building, and about building a nation. So I wanted to know, where does this actually stem from?
I won't profess to know it all, but what I believe is how I grew up. When I grew up, we didn't have the resources as far as finances. We were very wealthy in community. You know, there were a lot of us who missed meals, but we didn't miss meals. In this regard, the mothers of that day made sure that no child, this was the real first, no child left behind. The mothers made sure if they had some beans on their stove, the community children had beans on their stove. If you interacted with the mothers in the community, they became surrogate mothers. And so we were very rich in community. We were very rich in love in a time period where it was devised to keep Black fathers and the males out of women's lives, dependent on government, depending for sustenance, depending on government for shelter. And so there was a battle going on, but in it, this is how our community became tight. So there was a lot of cousins that wasn't blood cousins. There was a lot of aunties that wasn't blood aunties, because the community was rich on on community. Now, the resources as far as finances, it wasn't there because we were not, and they were not financially literate. And so they didn't know the value of bringing their tools and fuse together and to build something, but they knew how to survive. So this is how it started with me. And the Black woman, this is why I have such a love affair for the Black woman. They have no excuses. They make no excuses for taking care of children in the community, theirs and others. And so this was instilled in me as a very young man, and watching mothers, aunties, cousins sacrifice for the community, which they spoiled me with affection. They spoiled me with passion. And so they produced the seed of love in me, and they watered the hell out of it.
Okay. That's really, really great insight. And it's awesome when we can actually look and appreciate how our early childhood years have positively affected us and helped to shape us, and how it's intrinsically linked to our life purpose. And when we can identify that, that is a real good thing, because then we can just get on with it, not doubting that we are actually walking the right path. So that's awesome. So you are the founder of the Black Love Family page, and that's a Facebook group. What inspired you to start it, and what is its chief purpose?
So about maybe 7, 8 years ago, I used to do a series called the Black Love Thursday. Assalamu alaikum, Sister Sandra.
We've also got Brother Brian watching with us.
Peace, Brother
Evening, Brian. Thanks for joining us.
That's my childhood friend who can bear witness to what I talk about, the richness of community, how we grew up. But approximately about 6 or 7 years ago, I used to do every Thursday what I call Black Love Thursdays. And it was a program to design for Black people to start loving each other. Like I previously stated, that we were so accustomed of loving everybody else. We love white folks, we love Hispanics, we love the Asians, everybody. But we were illustrating self-hatred and a lack of unity. And so I wanted to put myself in a position to be a tool to help unify my people. And so I was doing that broadcast faithfully, getting thousands and thousands of followers. And so my best friend on a trip, because before I even made the group, we were doing what we call Black Love Family Cruises annually. And so my friend suggested, and I wasn't tech savvy. That's why if y'all go look at it, there's one Black Love Family page, which is actually a page, but I never go on there. But the one that we utilize, and we got thousands of group members, is the group, Black Love Family page group. She suggested while we were in the tropical islands that you should start, because I didn't even take a break while we was on a cruise. You should start a group, and her name is Shiva Phillips, my best friend for over 30 years. And I took her advice. I attempted to start it. I made a page first, but I didn't know what I was doing. And then I made the group, and the group kind of took off. And so I wanted it to be specifically for us, right? I don't have time for prejudice. I don't have time for hating another race. Matter of fact, I admire a lot of different races because they know how to come together. They know the beauty of group economics, group love. They know the beauty of everything. So I want our people to know that beauty. And it's not in spite of anybody else. Absolutely not in spite of anybody else. But we are the people in the book who are on the last rung. And we're the tail. And we should be moving, like scripture says, towards the head. But absent of love, we can't do that. We can't move collectively as a unit. And so we focus on not just love in the romantic area, but self-love. And this is how I met you, Sister Aisha, on one of the programs that we will talk about later, vetting my self-love coaches so that we can have the resources of how to get over hurt, pain, and begin to heal. Love by loving self, love by loving kind, love by learning to love the opposite gender properly, and love by sharing group economics, because love is an action word. I can't say I love you and don't do anything. So love has to become an action word, but we are 400 years behind of learning self-hatred. And so I want to go with vigor as being a tool to say, hey, you know, you cool, Mr. White Man. You cool, Mr. Yellow Man. You cool, Mr. Brown Man. But right now, let's focus on Black love and focus on loving on some us and be unapologetic about it. White folks that's successful and got community, they don't apologize. And they have every right to call the police on you when you come in their neighborhood and you're a stranger, just like everybody else. And we got that right too. Unfortunately, we open the doors to everybody else, and they come in and they pilgrims our community, they rape our community, and they go back to their own. That ain't their fault. We open the doors. Why? Because when we have mom and pop stores in our neighborhood and we halfway supported them, and then we push them out, because here it is, the sister been selling hair all your life, and now Ling Tong Chung comes in and open up a beauty supply store. Now we support that person? No, we support our own. And then we do international commerce. Then we barter and trade with one another. But we got to bring the love and the value to ourselves first. And the first love that we got to have is love of God, love of self, and love of kind. And no more battles between genders. The Black man ain't, and the Black woman ain't. Now the Black man is, and the Black woman is.
Excellent. Now we've got some of our family coming in. Greetings, family. Greetings, greetings. Sister Cheryl Lewis, greetings. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. We have Sister Majida, Alaikum Salam, and Eid Mubarak. It's wonderful to have you here with us. Sister Alicia Muhammad, Alaikum Salam, Eid Kareem. It's nice to have you here. Please share if you haven't already the broadcast. And also those reactions, you know, those buttons, the love hearts and all that stuff. Yes, we love those. So don't be conservative with those. And we have Brother Kenneth. Nice to see you. Peace, everyone. Ramadan Mubarak, since it's our prayer and fasting Thursday. Happy Savior's Day too. Yes, it is. Happy Savior's Day. And Eid Kareem to you. Okay, Cheryl says, amen, Brother Michael. Excellent. Okay, excellent. So one of the things that you have as a program, I understand, is a session called Mix and Mingle. I want you to tell us more about it and how important it is to provide safe spaces online to meet like-minded people, to connect and to build community.
So we are taught, and I want to use universal language. Mm-hmm. I love, and the minister, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, is absolutely my spiritual father. Not in just non-personal way, but a very personal way. And we're taught to be universal. And so for those who are not members of the Nation of Islam, stop letting other people teach you how we are. Mm-hmm. We absolutely love each other, the Black man and the Black woman, but we are taught by Master Farad Muhammad that we will have friendship in all walks of life. But our first friend that we are supposed to be in contact with is God and ourselves and kind. And so we have, again, been so disadvantaged in that particular order that we go hard on it, right? As like I bow my head to the Black man, I bow my head to every other race. And so the mix and mingle, right? The most honorable Elijah Muhammad said this is a pandemic from heaven. Why? Why would you say that something like the pandemic that is causing hurt, causing loss of life, all these things have become a pandemic to heaven? Because had we listened, had we adhered, shelter in place, right? When you shelter in place, it gives you an opportunity to do several things. One, to get a connection with your creator, whether you call him Allah, God, Yahshua, Jesus, Imhotep, whatever you call him, this was your opportunity to reestablish and strengthen your relationship with your creator. The second thing was to get to know you, assess, address, and arrest you. This was an absolutely beautiful pandemic when it's properly understood. Then now you can assess your household, male and female relations, right? Whether it's there or not, right? So now you have the opportunity to explore so much about you, because prior to that, we were so busy in the devil's world doing devilish things, chasing money, chasing sex, chasing booty, chasing beards, chasing the twerking challenge, chasing all these other things, but we wasn't chasing God, we wasn't chasing ourselves. So this sat us down so that we can chase the proper thing. Seek ye first the kingdom of God, and all shall be added unto you. And so this allowed us the opportunity to truly seek him, right? And now seeking the second self of him, which is you. Now finding your second self. We want to fall in love in this beautiful, euphoric thing with everybody else, and we want them to be everything. Then we ain't bringing what we need to the table, and we use superficial things. Well, I got money, I got the degree, and you ain't holding money. You ain't caressing money. You ain't got the degree, and all them things will let you down. But the love of a black woman and the love of a black man is immeasurable. So in the mix and mingle, we focus on self-love. We focus on those who are single, who are desires to fall in love with themselves and find somebody that's compatible to that, because we have done it wrong so many times that we want to get it right. It's not just for the single family. We invite all of our married people to come on and lend your expertise and how you were successful in engaging in the one that you love. How are you maintaining it? And to be a virtual chaperone for those who are seeking love. And some of you all may be going through challenges in your marriages, and a new budding love may revive your marriage. It may give you the opportunity to say, this is why I fell in love with my woman, and this is why I fell in love with my man, and I want to get that back. And so we don't believe in separations. You go to so many different groups. You got singles here, the married people here. This is not what reflects our community. In our community, we got single people, we got married people, and they so separate. This is how the heartlicken comes in and single and then steal your married husband, because there's no connectivity. But if we all connected, I'm not going to do such and such wrong. Why? Because she opened up her door to me and her husband. We done broke bread together. We done traveled together. We done prayed together. We have got into business together, and that's absolutely wrong. Divisiveness keeps the door open for all those things to creep in. If I can hide about being obscure, if I can hide by being less known, I can do whatever. But if the light is shined on me, I can't do this. I'll be exposed. Brothers tipping toeing behind another brother when he at work trying to get with his woman. But if the community know each other, they'll say, hey, man, that man ain't at home. Why you going to the sister house? Why you going to that man's house when this is real love? And so we come together with the single, with the married, and we ask in the virtual mix and mingle that even though your desired outcome to find a love of your life, don't come in for that. Come in finding the love of your life in the mirror first, and you will attract the love of your life to be your second self. And so we're very passionate about that, and we're very protective about that, because in our group, the Mix and Mingle, we have formulated bonds just since January would have never existed, and these people are establishing real family. And so we got handsome brothers, but they are beautiful. Like, I'm gonna give y'all the real, man. My mama and daddy was responsible for my handsomeness, but God was responsible for my beauty.
Mm-hmm.
Mama and daddy responsible for me being handsome, but God is responsible for my beauty. Why? Because I submit my will to do his will, and he'll make all things new. So he'll make me beautiful even when I display such ugliness towards myself. He'll clean that up as long as I submit. So the Mix and Mingle is virtual. We don't go live. Why? Because we want to have a safe place where people can share their information and create real authentic bonds. And we don't want to meet so quick face to face, because that's what's been our downfall. Boy meets girl, girls meet girls. They touch, interact. They ain't got no discipline on their lower desires. Now you're in a disaster again. No, get to know each other. Get to absolutely know each other, and then you can settle down to a good choice, because you can see how a person thinks. You can see how they respond. And then you can say, now I'm really interested. I ain't just attracted no more. I'm interested. And let's see if they can go further. And more importantly, in our nation, now we have Muslims, Christians, Hebrew Israelites, our MOTEP brothers and sisters, all in our group, right? But Muslims, we got a certain thing called the courtship process. This is not to circumvent that. But how many of you all been serial courters? Why? Because you see somebody at the mosque, it catch your eye, they catch your eye, you put your courtship papers in, and then you got paper interest, okay, but then you don't know each other. And then when you finally get to know each other, this ain't gonna fit, and now you become a serial courter. This process is the pre-courtship process, so that you can settle down to a good choice and say, this sister, yeah, I want to go into courtship with them. Now you go follow the process, but you armed a little bit more information so that it can be a possibility a little bit more solidified.
Wow. That was loaded. And that gives a real good insight into what the Mix and Mingle is. And I think that it's definitely something that we need. Safe spaces online during the pandemic is something that has been happening, but you want to make sure that what you are participating in is something you can vouch for. There's no slackness in there. You can feel safe in there, and I believe that is what the Mix and Mingle offers, because I've attended the Mix and Mingle, and some beautiful people in there bonding and getting to know both male and female, and it's a beautiful self-development space. You can develop so much by just listening to what people have to share, and also giving your own nuggets, and it's from our life experience. So it really is a place for you to come along to, but don't just take my word for it, because I always like to kind of see some proof, some receipts, so to speak. So we have some attendees of the Mix and Mingle. I'm going to bring on Brother Kevin. Brother Kevin, can you hear us?
Yes, I can. Assalamu alaikum.
Oh, alaikum salam. Thank you so much for joining us.
Yes, ma'am. Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam, sir.
How you doing?
I wanted you to just tell us a little bit about your experience at this Mix and Mingle. What would you like to share?
Yes, ma'am. Sure will. First, I want to say, in the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful, I bear witness there's no God but Allah. The Mix and Mingle, brothers and sisters, is a good. What it is, Mix and Mingle. It's a good. You get in, you talk, you share, you learn from each other. That's what I've learned. I've learned a lot from yourself, Brother Michael, other brothers and sisters in the Mix and Mingle, because I'm the type of person that, as I'm mixing and mingling, I'm also learning. So it's been a great learning experience for me to learn different things and then sharing the knowledge that both brothers and sisters have, and what I brought to the table is always I want to be a teachable moment for me. So that's what I've learned in the mix and mingle.
And look at our brother, family. And this is when you grow into maturity. Our brother is handsome. You know what I'm saying? But he's not only handsome physically. Our brother is one of our life coaches who's not only lending his skill as a life coach, he's also coming in as an active participant in building and finding love in himself and in others as well, whether it be friendship, family, romance, business, or whatever. He's there. And so, sisters, this brother is single, you know, and we don't want you to get all starry-eyed about his attractiveness. This really is a sharp brother who believes in God, and he believes in the order in which God created the black woman to be divine for the black man. So I'm sorry, Sister Aisha, I just had to uplift my brother, because oftentimes, brothers, we are uplifting you all, and we don't show that type of love ye to one another. They said we can tell that they have passed from death to life by the spirit of the brotherhood. So I love you, black man. I
love you too, brother. I love you too, sister, man. I want to uplift you too, brother, because again, if it wasn't for yourself, would be in the mix and mingle. You told me about it. My sister, I love what you, brother and sister, is doing. But to uplift you too, brother, you inspire me. I love seeing brothers that got a lot of fiery spirit, because when I'm down, I see your spirit is up. I get that spirit to lift up. Same thing with you, Sister Keisha. When I see your spirit is lifted up, you're promoting black love. I mean, we live in a world that's so much against black people. We so much against black men being with black women. We live in this type of world. So it's an opportunity for us to share, lift up each other up about black love. Let's take advantage of it.
Will continue to. It's something that must be done. And I can see some of the members of the praying and fasting group here. I just want to welcome you all. Assalamu alaikum, you're welcome. And we will talk a little bit about praying and fasting a bit later on. I see Sister Majida. I see Brother Abdul Malik that was on a fortnight ago. So welcome, welcome, welcome. It's good to have you here. So we are going to go for a quick break, and then we are going to come and hear from some of our sisters who attend the Mix and Mingle, also fellow life coaches. So please stay tuned, and we will be back after the break. During the break, share, 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 share. Okay, that's what we do here. We share it out so we can reach our people. We will be back shortly.
It's great you're enjoying the show. Are you a COVID conqueror? Are you thriving personally or by serving your community during this pandemic? If this is you and you want to inspire others by sharing your story on the COVID Conquerors series, apply now. Send an email to aisham.podcast@yahoo.com. Oh, and remember to share this podcast with those you know it will help. Now, back to the interview.
And we are back. Glad to have you here. Now, if you are wondering, who is this sister? I haven't seen her face before. Well, my name is Aisha Mohammed, and I am a self-love coach. I'm based here in the United Kingdom. And this is the podcast series, COVID Conquerors, and it's about those who are thriving personally or through serving their community, especially during this time of the pandemic. I have here with me Brother Michael 35X Neal, and he is the founder of the Black Love Family page, and it's a Facebook group that you can actually join, and here is the information for you to do so. We have discussed who he is, why he is so very passionate about love, about self-love in particular, community building, and building a nation. We've heard a bit about mix and mingle. And Mix and Mingle is a safe space online where brothers and sisters can come together and they can get to know one another respectfully so, and bond and build connections, meaningful connections by way of building community, networking. You have singles, you have married couples. It is a real place of learning. So if you would like more information about that, join the Black Love Family Group on Facebook, where you can find out so much more and meet the rest of the family. Okay, so we heard from Brother Kevin. He spoke about his experience of the Mix and Mingle, and we are going to hear from our sister Felicia. She's a fellow life coach as well, and she has attended the Mix and Mingle. She's going to give us a little bit of insight into how it is for her. Sister Felicia, how are you?
I am well.
Welcome.
Walaikum salam. How are you?
I'm very well. All the better for seeing your beautiful face, Queen.
Same here, beloved.
Thank you for showing up. So tell us, what is your experience of the Mix and Mingle? You know, you are an excellent life coach, and you know you've been and you've contributed, but also what have you gained? Tell us.
So the beauty of, and thank you for the opportunity to share and talk about the, what did you call it, Brother Michael? Your mission, your purpose work. That's what I call it. With bringing together the community, you know, that community of the in relating in the relationship. So thank you for that. Praise be to Allah. So what I learned being married, you know, and it was, I'm excited that it is an opportunity for singles and married couples to connect and commune together, because every married couple was one single. Duh. It's like it only makes sense, right? That we would continue to build upon. And now for those of us who are married, being able to support even the singles to not have to make some of the same mistakes that we've made on our journey now in being married, right? Right. So when I participate, it's an opportunity to reflect, to hear other perspectives, and gain insight into what I like to call are the mirror reflections of myself, right? So in the Nation of Islam, we help those who we encounter that may not be familiar with our way, which is also their way, to help them to understand that what I want for you is what I want for myself, right? And so the distinguishing point that I personally am learning, and the Mingles group helps me to see that, is that everybody don't really know what they want for themselves. That's why we had to have a messenger come, who is now the exalted Christ, right? And the eternal leader of the Nation of Islam. We had to have someone come and teach us because we did not know. Okay. And I say we did not know because of the experience and being hit over the head. So it's in us. It just has to be reawakened, right? And so in its capacity to be reawakened, this Mix and Mingle group supports us in being able to, supports me specifically, being able to see where I've come from, and some experience I can't relate to because that hasn't been my reality. And so with that being the case, then that supports me in being able to have an open heart and to have another perspective by which now I'm able to support people, and as the teachers teach us what? To put on their shoes, to step in their shoes and see it from their perspective, right? And from that vantage point, I am now able to have a broader, thank you, Allah. It helps me to expand my breasts. Yes, that's what the Mix and Mingle group does. It helps to expand my breasts so that one, I am able to continue to be an example, right? For myself, first and foremost, right? And then others. Secondly, being able to now engage in other conversations with inviting people to come participate in the mix and mingle so that, again, they can be able to freely express themselves because it is not religious based or, it's a nice plethora of who we are as original people. It's a nice experience of being able to see we have people from all walks of life. And so, and the conversation, our brother Michael, boy, I tell you, you
The piece of work.
you have, if you have not, for those of you that are listening to this live or the replay, you must have your own experience. Okay, you must have your own experience. Attending and participating in the Mix and Mingle group on Saturday nights, and we can have some long sessions, and it's very engaging. You want to be able to do that for yourself so you can be able to step outside of the box. Take yourself out the box. While we're talking about people putting us in a box, this group will support you in being able to expand your vision on what's possible and the type of real conversations that occur behind closed doors, and in certain circles. And we get a chance to really go there and just with maturity, with consciousness, with love, with agreeing to disagree, we have an opportunity to fully express who we are as the gods. Yeah.
Beautiful, sisters.
I think you covered it so well, because I can agree. I can wholeheartedly agree. It is such a special space that we are blessed to have and are cultivating. Make sure that you come through. I'm telling you, you just don't know what it is that you're missing.
And if you haven't had a good laugh, I tell you, you will get your laughter on. Because we have fun. We do. We have fun. And that's the balance. That's the balance and the harmony. We really do. We have fun. So see you Saturday.
Praise be to Allah. And if I can interject and say this, I was vetting Aisha Muhammad as a life coach. I vetted all the life coaches, and Aisha Muhammad ended up becoming my personal life coach, who turned me on to fasting and praying. She turned me on to a group with a brother that by the name of Abdul Malik Muhammad, who I grew up with. Mm-hmm. She's all the way in England. She turned me on to something that my brother's doing right here in my backyard, right? And fasting and praying, and how that amplified the love for my God and for self. And so we have been fasting and praying for over 2 months, and we have been with our brother for a little under 2 months, fasting and praying group, and their group is outstanding. And we, from Thursday night, last meal, and Sundays is we eat again, and we support each other in that group. And so this is what we're talking about: groups coming together and not being divisive, but being enjoining for the good and glory of God and self. And Sister Majida is on right now. She's posting. Please post the Zoom information, Sister Majida, so that they can understand that we're going on tonight. Now you can call her with that text, and she'll send you the information. But me and my life coach, this is the first Ramadan that we did successfully together, where not only we was good at the food part, but we did our 5 prayers a day, every day. Even if we missed our prayers, we made up for it in that day. We finished the Quran before this time because we were reading together. And this is the beauty when togetherness takes flight. And so the fasting and praying group, they are on today. We was hoping that our brother Abdul Malik could come on. I sent him the link. But if you all want to come on too, before we get off, our sister, I hope that she can put our the link on for you all to come on. So I just want to show you the beauty of our unity and not being so divided. This is my thing here, this is my thing here, and this is my, and we all over the damn place where we ain't together.
Right.
And so we support the beauty of the fasting and praying group. And look at me, y'all. Come on, man. I got to brush off my shoulders.
That's right. Brush them.
I'm 50 years old. I don't look a day over 17. Come on now. Bear with me.
That's right. Come on. That's right.
And the beauty of God is glowing in me by his permission.
Yeah.
So this is the beauty of us coming together, uniting, and taking our different skill sets and borrowing from one another, that we can become universal and complete. Go ahead, Sister Aisha.
Oh, thank you for that, Brother Michael. That was really, really excellent. Yes, this Ramadan has been extremely special. It has been the best one. It's excellent to have an accountability partner, I can tell you that for sure. Read the Holy Quran from beginning to end, kept up. Finished reading the whole Quran yesterday and doing prayers 5 times a day. Behold, I make all things new in full effect. So yeah, I'm feeling really, really great and grateful for the experience. And the prayer and fasting group is really something I encourage you to, go along and experience it for yourself. It's good to do things together with people that can hold you accountable, and to just know that, you're in this with others who are striving the same as you, to be their best self. So most definitely consider doing that. It'd be great. So thank you, Sister Felicia, for coming on and just telling us about the mix and mingle and how it is for you. Excellent job that you have done. I really appreciate you coming up, Queen. So I look forward to seeing you on Saturday.
Yes, ma'am. Okay. Thank you. Much love.
Much love to you.
Like a salam, sister. And let me add this,
excellent. Right.
Sister Aisha.
Go ahead.
As it relates to conquering COVID, right?
Mm-hmm.
This fasting and praying group, if you come on and you hear the testimonies, and some of them are on here, you have people who used to have diabetes that no longer have diabetes. You have people who had lupus that no longer, I think it's lupus, that no longer have that. And so we don't need no vaccine. The natural vaccine is God himself. And so all we got to do is submit our will to do and act in accord to how he wants to live this lifestyle. And then we absolutely have the vaccine within ourselves by submission, praying and fasting in all books of scripture is prescribed for you. And when you do what is prescribed, then you get the maximum outcome of what you desire for this living. So we have people who have all types of diseases, and they give you testimony of how fasting and praying has absolutely lent to their cure, and they don't have no remnants of the disease that we had somebody who had cancer that no longer has cancer by fasting and praying. So thank you, Sister Aisha, my life coach, excellent life coach, who have turned me on to the best part of my life of being submissive. Not only, look, brothers, if you want, our brothers, we can come together in brotherhood, but our sisters are scientists. They scientists with diet. They scientists with love. They scientists with encouragement. Man, even if it's just platonic, get you a sister friend, and she'll definitely be your drill sergeant in life and hold you accountable for being the best Black God that you can possibly be.
Thank you for that. Excellent. Okay, so I wanted to know, what is it we can expect in the future from the Black Love Family Group?
Okay, so we are in the process. We're in the grassroots stage. Everybody has these academies, and a lot of these academies don't produce nothing, right? we are in the process of constructing the Black Love Academy, which will feature certain things. On the mental health side, we have mental health therapists, life coaches. We have people who are ready to come on board and out there already to lend their expertise to help us become mentally and psychologically healthy to receive and give love and get over some of our hurts and pains that prevents us from loving. Look, the word love and life are synonymous. If you don't have love, you don't have life. And you can look at somebody's countenance and can tell if I have love or if I have life, right? And so, you know, sisters, we may be attracted by your beauty, but we pay attention. We pay attention to your glow. We pay attention to the things that make you your essence. And the same thing with us. And so that's some of the things in the academy, whereas we going to have people, we have people in there who specialize in natural healing, dealing with the health, natural herbs, natural things to help you, the science of cooking and diet and how it can absolutely help you with any ailment that you can, right? One of the other things is community, us traveling together, us having singles and married retreats together, where the married people on deck being the chaperones for the single and showing them the beauty of marriage. Sometimes when we hear marriage, we think it's all over, the fun is all over, and no, have fun with your spouse, date your spouse, travel with your spouse. Married women, you ain't got to be intimidated by the single woman. You just be her mentor. You show her how eloquent and how fun it is to be a wife. Not Tatiana, not the side chick, but to be a wife, to be an absolute wife. Brothers, you know, and ain't nothing cute with us being players, being pimps. That ain't how God designed you, brother. You are designed to take charge of that Black woman, create a heaven for her so she can act angelic in your life. So these are the things that the Black Love Academy will produce. But the main thing is self-love. Now that you love yourself, you won't take no shorts in nobody else loving you, right? We have sisters and brothers who come from the health spa arena. Self-love, massages, massage therapy, aromatherapy, sleep therapy, all these therapies so that we can become manifestations and exemplary and what love look like in our life. When people come across us, they're like, man, that's a brother. I don't even know that brother and sister, but they are loving individuals, and I can see it emanated through their being, through their essence. And so that's what's coming up next. We in the construction part of the Black Love Academy. And when you graduate from that, what's your degree? Your degree is bliss. There ain't nothing you hanging on the wall. This is bliss. You are your degree. I am love, and I attract love.
Excellent. Well, we definitely look forward to that. So we've had some really nice, encouraging comments. Good teaching, says Brother Kenneth, and we have some agreement around what it is that we're, planning to do. Good teaching, my brother and sister. Graduation of the Black Love Academy Mastery in Black Love. Well, that's wonderful. That's definitely what we're aiming for and more. Excellent. Excellent. So thank you all for joining us and just sharing in the vibes and the conversation. Your comments are just so appreciated. And, I really do enjoy coming on every fortnight, with another phenomenal person, just sharing what it is they're doing. There's so much that is happening despite the climate that we are in. And that in itself is inspiring. And Kenneth says, thank you for including us. Well, I'm doing my best to do so and enjoying the process. So, Brother Michael, how can we stay connected with you on social media? Because there's a few other things that you do, isn't there? I mean, in keeping fit, I believe you walk a little.
So every other day I walk, and I invite you all to walk with me because you all help me get through my walks, right? There's nothing vain about what I'm doing. It's all scientific. I can't stand running and walking, although I can do both well, but it's boring to me. But when I have a conversation with you all while I'm walking, I'm not paying attention to what I'm doing. And then when the jewels that you all give me, it's not that I'm giving you something. The jewels that you all give me help me to advance in life. It adds more onto me. And so I'm thankful for that. This Saturday on our Mix and Mingle, right? I want you all to join us. Now, we had a different time because of Ramadan, and Ramadan is over. So I believe we're going to start back in our 7:30. But here's the title for our, and when I say we have serious titles, but we have fun with it, but it's righteous funds. It ain't no baby language talk. We ain't in there. You can't come in there using the N word. You can't come in there using the B word. Come in and use the most fun word, but have fun with it. But this title, this week, right? I'm challenging our life coaches to come up with the curriculum and the questions. Can a person who has been severely hurt in the matters of love, no matter which angle you've been hurt at, family love, romance love, or what have you, can they heal and can they have the maximum love again? And how can they? That's this Saturday topic. This is the best time to spend with those who really want to be in love. Instead of picking up the Cavassier, the Hennessy, look, you go to those places, you get intoxicated, and Sunday you don't remember what you did. This is a righteous high with one another. And you can remember long-lasting conversations and the relationships and the bond and the unity you connect. So this is this Saturday. We do every other Saturday now, unless we go back. And we are in a fight against the summertime. Why? In the summertime, people want to get outside. They want to be half naked, and they want to meet people traditionally the same way they met people. Flirt, how you doing? Not get to know each other. Crash. Come wintertime, you celebrating the winter, hugging yourself and your quilt. We want to have some long-lasting love. And so this is the opportunity to take advantage of getting to know people and making the best decision of loving you and finding somebody who loves you equally, if not more, of loving yourself. And so that's this Saturday. We do a lot of things, but I don't want to put it out there. The three things I want to get off in the public is: one, loving ourselves in the Black Love Family Group. Two, don't be a stranger in uniting groups, because it's beautiful in our unity. We are very strong supporters of the and participants of the fasting and praying group that has really enriched our lives. Three, exercise. You talk about fasting, praying. Now, okay, you fasting and you praying. Now you got to do some body sculpting. Now you got to look like the God, right? And now this is what attracts people, right? Damn, brother, what's your glow? Well, first of all, brother, I'm fasting and praying, and then I believe in Black love, and now I'm exercising and I'm eating right. Now you can be able to say, even when the sisters and the brothers that come to you and you already hooked up, you can ward them out because your disciplines are checked. Your disciplines are checked. If you can deny yourself food, you can deny yourself sex. You know, you got a man and a woman that's your wife, that's your significant other, that got that part for you, and now we don't got to fall victim because somebody else found us attractive, and I'm going to taste a little bit of that. I'm going to say, no, fasting and prayer checks your disciplines, your natural disciplines. I ain't going to tell you no lie. It's natural for the Black man to be attracted to the Black woman. Look how she made. Everybody on earth trying to look like the Black woman. They going to Dr. Miami. They going to Dr. DR. They going to doctor everybody to look like what the real doctor, which is God, made the Black woman to look like. She is absolutely beautiful. Look at this sister in our face. Look at her structure, her thin structure. Look at the beauty and the glow in her. This is how our sisters are absolutely made. Right? Beautiful. So, brothers, you the same way. You a natural athlete. You ain't have to go to basketball camps, football camps, and all that. All you had to do was show up. And so don't let your natural abilities and your natural beauties keep running to Delilah and you overlooking Mary. Mary want to be there for you for the rest of your life, but Delilah looks so fun. And so Black Love Family Group, praying and fasting group, and exercising. All these things, that's my Trinity. All three of these things right there is demonstrating to me that, Mike, you're starting to love yourself. How the heck you gonna spoil a woman with black love in you, brother, and you ain't loving yourself first? And then when she see that you love you, she'll come on and she'll amplify. Everything a black woman do, she amplify. You give her a house, she turn it into a home. You give her some food, she turn it into a meal. You give her your seed and she'll produce for you a child. Everything she do, she amplify for you, but you got to be found doing something. She can't love that which don't love herself. And sister, stop that. Stop trying to love somebody that don't love themselves. Give that brother enough time to start to develop some love in him, and now he can reciprocate. He love him from me, from him. He gonna absolutely love some you because it's in his nature. You are his second self, but he can't treat you better than he treat himself. Why? Because if he's self-loathing, that loathing is going to spill over to you. Find a black man that loves you, loves himself, and he'll absolutely love you. And stop being discouraged. Yeah, we all done had some accidents. You got kids? Guess what? It's somebody that come into your life and love your children as if they're your own. And it's not in spite of their biological father. It's an additional father. It ain't a replacement father. And same thing with you all, sisters. We and brothers we've been in some damaged car wrecks ourselves. Matter of fact, we didn't cause some car wrecks. We didn't put ourselves in the mechanic shop, which is the Black Love Family page, which is the fast and praying group. And now we're coming out and this antique is being restored. And now we look better than we ever did. We thinking better than we ever did. We loving better than we ever did. Real love is an action word. And so it's a consistent thing. It ain't I loved you yesterday, how I'm loving you now, and how I'm going to love you tomorrow.
Mm-hmm. Well, you're teaching hard, Brother Michael. And can't disagree with anything that you have said. If you do not love yourself, you're going to struggle to love others. It just cannot work. So self-love is really key to us being happy, whilst we're here. And this is one of the things that motivated me and inspired me to take on this area of life coaching and being a self-love coach, because it permeates so many different areas of our life, whether it be financial, whether it be romantic, whether it just be your relationship with yourself, your relationship with God. It is absolutely key. If you don't have love for self, you will not make optimum choices for yourself and those that you care about. So it really does start with self. It starts with the mindset, and it starts with self. So come along to the prayer and fasting, which is happening tonight, and also come along to the mix and mingle. That will be happening. Mike, if you could refresh my memory, that happens on Saturday. I think it's 8 p.m. CST.
So this Saturday we're going to move it up to 7 p.m. Central Time.
Okay.
And I want us to remember, we are inviting all of you all. You don't have to be a member of the Nation of Islam. We have a lot of Christian brothers and sisters in our fasting and praying group, just like in our Black Love Family group. And if you were coming on because of me and Aisha Muhammad, say that. I'm invited because I seen my brother Michael 35X and he invited me out, or Sister Aisha invited me out. Why? Because one, it feels good when we can see somebody coming in new. And even though some of us are disciplined and we didn't get to the 72-hour part of no eating, if you do one day at a time to build up to that, that's one thing. And the last thing I forgot to say about the Black Love Academy and I don't want to miss this part, the group economics, right? But we're not coming in chasing the bag. We're going to expose you to ways that you could take care and have sustenance for your family and be financially free and all that. But we don't want that to be the motivating factor, meaning that we want you to come in and follow the scripture. And if you follow the scripture, then we would be in accord to what we're going to get as far as our reward. Seek ye first, God talking, and the kingdom of righteousness, and all shall be added unto you. Don't come in chasing the bag and then put God on the back burner. And once I get my bag, now I praise God. Continue to keep him first, and all shall be right unto you. And this is why the scripture says it is easier for you to put a camel in the eye of a needle than for a rich man to get in heaven, because the rich man with the rich mentality only chase the bag. But when you chase God, you become wealthy, and all in the kingdom becomes part of you. And so that's a couple of things I want to say that I forgot. We in the academy, we approach them from so many different levels, but we want to focus on love and healing.
Excellent. Well, thank you. We can keep in contact with you on Instagram and also Facebook. There you have the details. So keep in contact with our brother, most inspirational brother, who is, he's really going through a transformational process right now. And it's awesome to witness. It really is. And if it can happen for him, then it can happen for you too. Okay. So you can actually check out my coaching services at bestyouinmotion.com. You can find out more there. So that's it for tonight. Thank you so much for joining us, brothers and sisters. And I'll be back in a fortnight's time with another phenomenal guest on the Aisha Muhammad podcast on the COVID Conquerors series. If you would like to apply to appear on this podcast, please send me an email. Send an email to aishambpodcast@yahoo.com. All right? And we will...
Aisha, may I ask you a question before we leave?
Yeah, go ahead.
Although you're in England, can those of us in America and across the world take advantage of your life coaching services? And if so, how can they?
Most definitely. Go to my website, or you can go to my Facebook page, Aisha Muhammad, whereby you can find out more information. It's really simple. Just check out the website and you can contact me through there, or you can DM me and we can start the process. It's a global service. We are universal people. Okay. So here I am at your service, self-love coach. So once again, thank you, Brother Michael, for coming on my podcast. I've really enjoyed my time, and with all of the brothers and sisters that are here with us, thank you so much for your support of this podcast series. Appreciate you. You make it worthwhile for me to show up every fortnight, bringing you some, just beautiful brothers and sisters. So thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of your evening. We are out. Take care. Assalamu alaikum. Peace.
Wa alaikum salam.
I must have set up at least 15 plus food banks.
We need good examples of marriage.
Oh, wow. I am resilient, I am strong, and I am capable